Hey, what's going on, guys? I'm making a video on how to set up your OBS streaming. It's going to be a very short, simple video. I've seen many videos out there that are very complicated, which at this point on 2020, you should not be this hard to just start streaming and start basically, you know, streaming live games and all that for the community. First thing you want to do is, before anything, the very first step is figure out how fast is your internet. Internet is very important when it comes down to streaming, so let's just get right to it. Um, just do speedtest.net. I'm not trying to show off here, but I do have good connection. So what you want to do is take the most important part is the upload speed. Now I know a lot of people average many around the world, the US average below 100. But you want to make sure you have at least more than 40 upload or 20, then depending on your household items and who's sharing the internet with you. This internet rate, I know it's absurd. I could just be streaming at 8K, but I'm not partnered. People who are partnered with Twitch should only be streaming at 8K. Everybody else 6K or 4.5. But we're all gonna see how this works out. So my upload is 500. Uh, Many people would be just two digits, 50, 45. But you have to understand, you got to divide that by how many devices are in your house. So if you have any questions, just write down, just comment here, and I'll just give you the exact bitrate you should be streaming at based on what you're actually, the game you're streaming. So that's also very important. So what we want to do is we're going to open up OBS right here. So this is my OBS, the way I have it set up, correct? Um, these are your sources, this is your audio mixers. So first thing you want to do is open up settings. I'm just gonna see if I can drag this out to my second screen so you guys can see it more simpler. So this is a very easy general tab. This is general. You just look at it, just leave by default, everything just stays the same. On stream, you want to make sure you connect your Twitch, your actual Twitch. It gives you a little link. It's plain self-explanatory, this whole page. But this is the most important one, output. The way I have it is I have a 2200X CPU Ryzen, and my GPU is 2070 Super. Uh, so my GPU is obviously way better than my CPU. Not really, but I should be using my CPU, but I just don't want to. NVIDIA NVENC new. There's different many tabs here that people can do. You can use you use your CPU if you have a really good CPU, or your GPU. It's really simple. You just tell yourself what's my better component. Uh, my GPU is better component based on NVIDIA's new encoder new. It doesn't take up much stress on your GPU, so that's what you want to use. I do enforce streaming service encoding settings, so I don't want to have any problems with the streaming. I use CBR, constant bitrate. This is what you want to keep your stream just good looking basically all the time. And my bitrate, as you can see, based on my speed is 6,000. The way bitrate works is you want to go from 6,000. You That's the very high top for non-partners Twitch streamers. But the lowest you want to go, and the lowest to not make your stream look like it's buttery smooth, it's 2,500, 3,000, 3,500, 4,000, 4,500, 5,000, 5,500, and 6,000. That's the step you want to take every single time. You want to go into increments of, you could go by 250 or 500 is really important. 500 gap is really it's gonna help you, make your game experience better and also your stream look better. But you always want to start at 25. If 25 looks like you just say to yourself, man, this looks horrible. Just bump it up by another 500. Just keep bumping it till you tell yourself, this is my limit. This is as far as I can go. You want to leave your preset on quality. That I wouldn't recommend max quality, but then again, I'm just not type of expert in that. You want profiles high, leave this default, max B frames is 2 is 2. To help with this page, I'm gonna leave a link down below. This is Twitch's pages right here. Again, it's divided into GPU, graphics card, and your CPU. Based on the game you're playing, it's very important. I play a lot of fast-paced games like Call of Duty, Apex, so I just need something that can keep up with my gameplay based on the 144 hertz or 240, whatever you have. Remember, the basic is always 60 frames per second. That's the only thing that your desktop people on your phone can basically see. Not even maybe 30 FPS, but um, this is the most basic ones. I stream personally at 720, but I go up. This is a very old page. I don't know why it's popping up like that. Um, but I stream at a very. I sometimes I stream at 900p. 900p is the middle between 1080 and 720. So what we want to do here is, you see how the lowest bitrate for Twitch that they recommend for video quality at 720 30 is 3000. That's the minimum bitrate you want to have if you tell yourself, hey, this my internet is not as good as you think, and I want to be able to play my games without lagging. I don't do 4500. I just try to give the best quality to my 720p streaming, which is 6000. And it tells you it's pretty simple. You just copy and paste everything here. Keyframe intervals 2, quality, and then 2. Keep it at 60 or 50, and the bitrate to recommend is, again, is 4500 just for 720. I would even recommend doing this for 1080. Like, if you're gonna play 1080p, you're gonna record that. You gotta be playing campaign games, very slow, high quality looking games. But if you're gonna be moving a lot fast and you want to keep up with your components in your computer, basically you don't want to be streaming at 1080p unless you have a 2080 Ti with a Intel. Like, that's really up to you. If you know your specs are max, go to max settings. If your specs are medium, not saying like I'm low budget. If your specs are medium like mine, just be sure that your specs on your streaming are basically balanced out. So back to the OBS settings. Audio you can leave default. You can mix with that unless you have a mixer or something like that. That's up to you. Video. So again, your base canvas resolution has to be your monitor. I mean, yeah, your monitor. I play at 1920 by 1080p. That's the most common for now. People do 1440p or whatever it is. I don't really know why, but that's up to them. Um, my output, then this is very important. My output is 1280 by 720. That's where I stream at. That's where I feel most comfortable. Now, people are gonna tell me, dude, you have the bit rate to go to 900p. I don't feel comfortable. Number one, I'm not, I'm nowhere near partnered. I'm just starting my stream now. I have a 2070 Super. It's the medium. It's the GPU that's in the middle between a 2080 and a 2060. Uh, my downscaling filter is a 36. The reason why I do that is because I use a very good webcam. I have a Sony A6400. It's a really, really good camera. Um, and I try to keep myself looking alright, if you know what I mean. Um, This you could just keep cutting it down. These are all pieces that you could just keep cutting and cutting and cutting till you tell yourself, okay, it looks great. This just makes your stream sharpen and just makes it look a lot more realistic, like watching a movie, like a 3D movie or whatever. Everything else, this doesn't really affect your streaming. My common FPS is 60 because that's, again, every monitor, every you want to have. This is the reason why I do 720. The most important reason, people watch me on their phones. When people watch you on their phones, basically they are streaming off their cellular network. Their cellular network is not as fast as we play. So what you want to do is you want to make sure that you're giving the best to your audience, not the best to yourself. You cannot be selfish when it comes down to streaming. You got to make sure it's for the audience and not for you. So when you're on your phone and you're using like T-Mobile or Verizon, whatever provider you have, they don't have good connections on their phone yet. They're gonna try their best. Mind you, you have a lot of apps going through, messages, YouTube, whatever it is. Your phone uses a lot more sources than your computer, believe it or not. But then again, if you're running off Wi-Fi, that's not gonna really matter. But who runs off their Wi-Fi? If I'm on the train going to work and I want to watch my favorite streamer, it's gonna, put me down to the lowest scaling based on my network. So you want to make sure you have that. So 720 is just a sweet spot for everything. Basically, what I do here, I keep it at 60 FPS. You can't keep it at 30. You could go 30, which that's the lowest. There's a lot of common that you want to use there. There's 59 point something, but it's very simple. It's either 30 or 60. I use 60 because it makes, again, I have a really good camera. I'm just trying to look the most cleanest for my audience. They can see me. People have told me my stream at 720 looks better than somebody else's at 1080. There's a reason why, because I'm just medium balance my settings for the audience so they can understand where I'm coming from. I could go 1080 again, guys. Like, you guys saw my speed, you guys saw my specs. I could go 1080, but there's no reason to stress out my components when I'm just trying to focus more on the gameplay for the audience than just myself. Hotkeys is really up to you. I usually put start streaming. I put like a letter control, so I could just hit control and start streaming. Advance. This is semi a little bit important. You could just not really. You can just mess around with this. Priority is high. Your render is this is default. Color format, I've heard these MV12 is way better. Color display 709 and color range full. You want to have your full color range from whatever you're displaying. Depends. Now it also depends on what your lightning is on or your whatever your game. You know, just full color is gonna make your game look like a rainbow sometimes. Maybe not. You just gotta play around with that. But again, the most important tabs on this OBS is output. Make sure you start off with 3500. Test run your stream. Tell somebody, hey, friend, hey, how does it look? Hey, it looks. If somebody just, like a good friend will tell you, hey, it looks great. Okay, just be like, hey, wait a minute, stay right there. Bump it up to 35, 4000. Now again, for a 720p stream, you want to make sure you're going from 45 to 6000. That's the most common bit rate to make your stream not fall off the edge and compare to somebody else's. Let's go back to the sources. I'm gonna just leave this for you guys. You guys can pause the video and just take a look at what I have here. Recording. I'm doing recording right now. This is basically I'm using my CPU to record because I don't know why. It's whatever. Let me bring this down for you guys. So this is the way I have it set up. This is the order. I'm just gonna explain this really quick. My video capture device is my camera. Uh, the way you want to add this over here, the plus sign. Go down to video capture device. There you would click OK. Select your USB source, would be webcam. It's pretty simple. You just leave it at default. That's all it is. My browse. I'm using Stream Elements to get my alerts. This is, you don't even need that as far as starting your stream. Like, if you want alerts and all that default stuff, just go to streamelements.com, sign up, and it'll tell you exactly. Log in with your Twitch account, log in with your OBS, and it'll just automatically, boom, right there to your OBS. I use game capture and display. This order is very important. Goes from top priority to lowest priority. Basically, what you want to do is my webcam comes first. I come first. I want my computer to know that myself is a little important. My personal reaction to things, like when I yell, when I scream, whatever it is, I want to make sure that my GPU, my CPU is focusing on me. And then my alerts, because I don't want my alerts to be hitting. If you put this at the bottom, you will not see alerts. So you want to make sure it's right there in the middle, right above your, I don't know, the way you want to set up, you can move it over here, it does not matter. Then I have game capture. The reason why I have game capture, I'm going to give you an example. I'm going to open up Apex right now as we speak. Um, Many people have display capture. So what that does, let me just explain to you. I have game capture on top of display. So if I click on display, let me just move this to my left real quick. I'm opening up game capture, and now it's gonna lock on to my Apex. And we're like right now, I'm just about to play a game. I'm gonna start up. So next thing I'm gonna do is, this is not my real account. It's my alt account. Just don't make fun of me. Uh, so when I alt and tab and go to Discord, to go to Google Chrome, to go watch another streamer while I'm waiting for a lobby, whatever it is you want to do other than your game, when you alt tab, control tab, it does not minimize your game. Now, why is that very important? It's very important because I don't want anybody to see. I just want my streamers or my audience to watch my game and just let it sit there. Now, there's a lot of streamers who use this display capture, and I'll tell you guys why. So I'm gonna exit. I'm gonna leave Apex open, but I'm gonna bring display capture up above game capture. So right now, I go back to the game. Watch what's gonna happen. I go back to the game. Now I'm gonna alt tab, go to Google Chrome. It's gonna exactly do that for me. And that's pretty much it, guys. Like basically, it's self-explanatory. If you have any questions, just comment down below, like, subscribe, whatever it is you have to do to support the channel. I just want to create this video for the community because I want more people to stream their games, and I want to get to know more people and help people out. That's the reason and point of this video.